Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on my social media or our website. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing one of my favorite new watches of 2018. This is the Nomos Glashutte Autobahn Neomatik 41. 41 millimeters in stainless steel. It's an all-around sports watch with midnight blue dial and many handsome automotive references designed by Werner Eislinger and his team of architects, interior designers, and industrial designers. Now, the timepiece, of course, true to its name, is 41 millimeters in stainless steel. In terms of thickness, well, it's not that thick. It's 10.9 millimeters thick, and from lug to lug, it's 49.8 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Let's take a look on my wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference. It features a textile strap that is a conventional strap, which is to say it's not an underslung NATO, so it doesn't add thickness or bulk to the watch. It's comfortable. The lug profile, as you can see, is canted slightly downward to improve the fit, and I can recommend it for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters in circumference. Being very flat, it will work as a dress watch, even though it's automatic, fully loomed, and 100 meters water resistant, so it is surely also a sports watch. Let's take a quick look at the hardware and the software. Oops, bouncing back and forth. And you can see that the strap is textile, navy blue. It's not a NATO, it doesn't sling underneath the case, and it has a matching stainless steel Nomos pin buckle with a little bit of an elevated bridge, so when it is strapped down, the strap actually sits inside the clasp rather than stacking up underneath. Now let's take a quick look at the case profile. It's handsome but simple, polished. You'll note that there is no separate bezel structure, so it has a monoblock appearance as viewed from the top. The width of the lug is actually identical to the width of the bezel structure, or the upper case, so there's a handsome symmetry there, but you can also see that the profile, the transition from lug to case flank, that transitional profile, it's nicely blended and rounded off to remove the brutality of a straight shot lug. Now, the timepiece features a simple Nomos crown. As you can see, it's broadly knurled on its outer face. Everything is in high polish, and then we roll around to the midnight blue dial. That is Nomos' term for this dial variant. It features a number of elements that directly reference automobilia. Let's start with the basics. You can see that the sub-register for seconds, as well as the dial itself, feature bowl-like profiles. They're heavily dished, and that's designed to reference the banked tracks of antiquity from Indianapolis to Monza to Brooklands. You'll also appreciate the fact that the calibrations, as well as the numerals, are radially arrayed like vintage tachometers and speedometers, and there is a triple date down at the bottom that is supposed to evoke an odometer, or a mile clock or kilometer clock on the car. You'll also appreciate that the watch features a sweep of lume that's much like the luminescent track on a electronically lit automotive dashboard, and we'll talk about that once we get to the lume shot. But you'll also appreciate that the lower portion of the dial is not calibrated exactly as it would be on an automotive speedometer or tachometer. Now, there's a handsome array of hands and indications here. As you can see, it's a simple white on blue print with an oversized, comparatively oversized hour hand and a needle style counterweighted minutes hand. There is a red varnished seconds hand, and of course the watch does feature stop seconds. It also features a first for Nomos that was introduced on this watch in this movement, a bi-directional quickset, so you can quickset the date in either direction. Turn it all over and you can see inside, protected to 100 meters, is the Nomos manufacturer caliber DUW 6101. A few things to note about this movement. It launched in this model, and it's considerably larger than previous Nomos automatics, as it's just over 35 millimeters in diameter. It is 35.2 millimeters in diameter, so it's properly sized for this case. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, automatic winding with a 42-hour power reserve. You can see it features a full balance bridge for stability against shock. Pivoting on its 27 jewels, it has a rather remarkable 6-position adjustment. 6-position adjustment being one more than the chronometer standard of 5. So it is not just an impressive looking and technically accomplished movement, it is a very accurate movement. Now, it's also important to note that this 21.6 beat rate movement, which happens to be Exquisitely adjusted and blessed with a bi-directional quickset, includes Nomos' own escapement, its own hairspring, its own balance, the swing system. You might have heard of it. Technically it's conventional, but it's the fact that Nomos manages to build it in-house that is impressive. Most companies have to buy escapements, balances, hairsprings. Nomos makes them, and you can see how Edicron has been used for the adjustment system, so it can be regulated very, very precisely. It's a good-looking movement. You might have noted that it includes real fired blue screws, not chemically dyed, but kiln oxidized. That's the real deal. Pedal to the metal with the Nomos Autobahn Midnight Blue. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. The Nomos Autobahn, paradise by the dashboard light.